So today we are joined by pro fighter Ryan Scope. How are you doing, mate?
Good, mate. How you doing? Good to see you.
You know what, mate? It's been a while. I've wanted to get you on here for a while, and I've been back and forth on our timetables are never really married up, but now we're finally here, mate. Obviously, a lot of people from the northeast, from Sunderland, surrounding areas, they know about you. I've been to a few of your fights myself. It's been so many years since I've known you as a fighter. You're 33-year-old now, and obviously things are starting to change in your career, your life, and the kind of adversity and the battles that you faced across your career has just been second to none, and this is why I had to get you on. But I want to take it right back, mate, in regards to, obviously, did you turn pro when you were 17?
Yeah, I turned pro when I was 17. You weren't really allowed to back then, but just blagged it, basically.
How did that work? How did you blag it?
There was there's no governing body back then, do you know what I mean? Obviously, a long time ago that. So and the guy who put the show on, he was like my first ever coach. So I think there was like semi-pro and stuff back then as well. Because now it's just amateur and pro, but we used to fight like amateur, semi, and then pro. And then 17, I got the all clear to do it, like, so I did.
Are you from Sunderland?
I lived in Grindon till I was about 5, and then my mum and dad moved to Washington. They still live there now. So I was born in Sunderland, do you know what I mean? But I've lived in like Washington most of my life, and I live in Chelsea Street now. And
what made you want to actually get into fighting? Because again, I think I've had a load of different pro fighters and stuff on here, whether it's boxing, MMA, no matter what it is, bare knuckle. But there's often like a bit of a story as to why someone set foot in the gym. What was yours? Well,
I was literally about 5 or 6 when I started like traditional jiu-jitsu with Peter McQueen. That was just because I wanted to be a fucking Power Ranger, like. But then obviously from there we started doing like competitions and stuff, and it took off, and obviously I was doing really well, so I stuck at it.
Because I remember when your name was sort of cropping up everywhere, you were like touted as like the next person that gone all the way in this. Was that something that you knew from an early stage? Like, I've got a talent there.
I mean, everyone, like, even all the older generation used to like big us up and stuff like that when I was younger, so it did give us a lot of confidence. And I remember like going into fights when I was a kid, totally different as an adult. When I was a kid, like, all that was on my mind was, I'm going to fucking beat this cunt, you know what I mean? That was always on my mind. And the older you get, you start thinking like, oh shit, what if I get chinned, like, you know what I mean? But as a youngster, my confidence was fucking sky high.
Can you remember your first few fights?
Yeah, I remember them. Like, I remember having like, do you know, like the tight MMA shorts? I was that small. The tight MMA shorts were like baggy on us. I couldn't find like any fitters. So gloves were like obviously fingerless gloves, but they were like up to here. Do you know what I mean? I think I was about 10 when I had my first like amateur fight.
Were you scared?
No, not back then. Fearless.
You say not back then. Is that something that crept in as the years go on?
As you get older, obviously as the fights mean more to you, and it's your career now. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously there's those doubts because there's more. You're just older, aren't you? And you're more self-aware, so you do think about the negative things that can happen and stuff like that. Whereas when you're younger, you just all systems go.
What were you like in school, Ryan?
I mean, I didn't get diagnosed though, but I think I definitely had a bit of ADHD or something, because I fucking hated school, and like concentrating was hard for us. Like, and I don't know. I wasn't like a proper naughty kid, but I couldn't be arsed with like schoolwork and stuff like that. But I weren't like terrible.
You weren't getting in trouble out of school or out like that?
No, when I didn't get into like bother until I left school, really. I remember I played footy when I was decent at footy until about year 8. But then I just thought, I'm just going to give it all to like fighting, really. And that was from a young age, so I knew what I wanted to do. And I remember Ross Pearson would like, because we used to fight in a ring, but we'd only seen like the cage on the telly, you know what I mean? I remember Ross Pearson like picked us up from school once, and I said I had a doctor's appointment, but it was just to go and train in a cage. I was about age 13, you know what I mean?
I still kind of get my head around like the thought, like how primal it is, like two blokes going at it in a cage.
There's no buzz like it. Like, there's like no, like, especially when you win, the feeling's better than any fucking drink or drug out like that. Like,
is there anyone that you looked at back then where you thought, I want to be like him?
Well, obviously I was very close to Ross, and Ross, obviously he was doing really well when I was a young'un, so I looked up to Ross definitely, like, at that stage. And obviously I'd watched the UFC and Randy Couture and Chuck Liddell and all those.
Was that always the goal though, Ryan? Like, because I know it sounds mad, but because you'd think, obviously getting into a sport like MMA, you look at the top and you think, right, that's where I want to be. Was that something that you wanted to do early on, or was it a case of like, like, what I'm trying to get at is, did you ever question yourself along the way? Like, am I actually good enough to be the top of the top?
Not at a young age, nah. I was fully fucking confident. Like, I mean, there was times when I was a bit younger when I maybe just wanted to quit for a bit and stuff like that. But that was before I was even thinking about a career. But by like secondary school, like year 9 or something, I was like, well, leaving school in a few years, I need to do something, and that was definitely it. Like,
and what was the support like from your family and friends and all
unbelievable,
that? Was
unbelievable. Mum and dad supported us all the way. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'd left school, that they paid for us to go and train in America and stuff like that. Like, so I couldn't have asked for anything better, really.
What's that experience like, training in America at a young age?
Mint, really good. Obviously Ross had the connection over there because he was in the UFC at that point. Just like, I don't know, just meeting new people, and I've still got friends from there now. Do you know what I mean? Who I still speak to. So,
were you training with local lads in the area, like the likes of Cal and all them as well? Because obviously they went on to flourish in that industry. So.
Yeah, they did, but I think I'd obviously trained a lot longer. I think Cal used to box when he was younger and stuff like that. But Cal, me and Fisher would always like train together. But then like Cal was one of Fisher's lads. But then I had a class at the time as well. So I knew him that way. And then eventually, when Fisher had his gym, that we all trained there together. But it wasn't until like a bit later on.
So you were coaching yourself as well?
I was coaching myself, yeah, back then.
So did you have your own unit in that?
I just used to do it at Fitness 2000. I used to have a class over there.
Right.
Had like a few, like, remember Bam Bam and stuff like that? Louis Garside used to get in. I had the lads had a few fights in that.
So when was the point, when you said kind of when things started to get serious, you started to realise it's your career now, you're going to worry a bit more about yourself and self-awareness and all that type of stuff. When was that point? Was there a particular point in your career where you thought, this is going to be my life?
I would say it was when I got into the drugs.
Right.
That's when I started to worry more, for obvious reasons, because trying to be a fucking athlete and a fucking druggie is quite hard, you know what I mean?
Now, you know what's mad, right, Ryan? So, obviously when I look at you, you're a good-looking lad. You were unbelievable in your career, mate. You really were as well. Like I say, I don't know a single person who says anything negative towards you or even your fighting style, the way you were. Everyone had these high hopes for you. And obviously you still did flourish. I didn't want to take it away from you. You still did really well in your career.
I definitely underachieved, 100%.
You definitely did. But do you think... Because obviously you said you can't really simultaneously be a drug addict and an athlete. Why did you choose that path?
Well, to be honest, mate, in the beginning you don't think you're a drug addict. That's you don't think you have a problem. I mean, when I first started taking drugs, I was still winning fights. Mm-hmm. So why the fuck would I stop? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm invincible in my head at this stage. You know what I mean? Like I'm fucking sound me. Do you know what I mean? And it weren't in the beginning. It does start off recreationally. Starts off right, I'm going to go to digital, I'm going to have a couple of pills, a few lines, blah, 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 drink, whatever. And then I'm all right. But the thing is with an addict, mate, it slowly creeps in and gets you. Then it creeps into, I'm going to do it on a Wednesday now as well. And then before you know it, it's fucking every day and it's taking over your life. But differences between me and you could probably go out on the weekend, you could have a couple of pills, a few lines, a few beers or whatever. And then you're not thinking about it for 3 months. You're all right. Mm-hmm. Whereas that's why I have to be totally sober now. Because if I have one line, one drink, it sets off a reaction in my brain. But I need more.
So it's an addict across everything, it is. It's not just alcohol. It's
definitely transfers into your life as well. I can't just have one biscuit. I've got to have fucking 20. Do you know what I mean?
Fair. So did you struggle then? Because obviously you were lean all the way through. You were a lot smaller than what you are now.
Yeah.
How did you cope with that? Because even if your diet's a bit of an addiction and how you are, was that were you suppressing an addiction all the way?
Well, when I was training for fights and that, mate, obviously I had a 5-year break, and that's when I thought I can't do this anymore, juggling the two. Do you know what I mean? But obviously I was smaller because I would get in from the gym. And the way my addict brain worked, which is not normal at all, it's psychotic, was I've been to the gym today, I deserve to get a bag.
You alright, people? Hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Here's a random one for you. Most of you who are actually watching this episode don't actually subscribe to it, so just do us a favour, will you? Can you click the like button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss another episode, hit subscribe, all that good stuff, because we go up and down the country to try and bring you the best show possible. We're not messing around here, so please show some love, will you?
And that was my thing. I'm not a junkie, I've been to the gym, but I was fucking doing it every day, so I was definitely a fucking junkie. But that's the way it was. It's a vicious cycle. And then sometimes I would go away, I'd go and train at a gym down the country or something to try and sort myself out. And I'd keep clean for a few weeks, but whatever, or I would source a dealer down there. Or when I would come back, I'd be straight back on it. But until until you fix what's going on up here, like, it's impossible. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could lock us in a room for a year without fixing what's going on in my brain. When I get out, I'm gonna fucking get some drugs. Like,
and this is why I think, like, even having this conversation with you, mate, I appreciate it, because there'll be so many people, and I know it's stereotypical, but you look the least from a junkie, if you like, to what.
Don't get us wrong, mate. I can show you some fucking pictures. Like, I was fucking looking a bit worse.
I you could. They'd send them on if you want to show the world.
Send them on. Get it before and after.
But that's what I mean, mate. In that circle, were you doing it with other fighters and stuff? You obviously didn't want to mention any names, but
no, mate. To be honest, it started off with just friends, but out of we had a massive group of lads, all sound. Do you know what I mean? But there was maybe only 3 of us who were like addicts.
Mm-hmm.
The others could, like, they would have it on a weekend and then they'd kind of about the business. Whereas that was with the addict people, mate, that's all we fucking thought about. Like, I would go to bed in the night time after getting off my face, and my brain would be like, there's no fucking way I'm doing that again tomorrow. I feel fucking horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then every morning without fail, as soon as I wake up, right, how am I getting my gear? It's a proper fucking illness, mate. Like,
so
like, people think, oh, it's willpower. No, mate. Like, until you fix what's going on in your head, you've got no fucking choice. Like,
have you done any kind of therapy or?
I went to rehab. Yeah.
Did you?
I went to rehab. I think I went to rehab might have been like 2.5 years ago, and I've been clean ever since.
Fair play, mate. Well done, man.
But like I say, the rehab was good, and I needed like 6 weeks to get away, like, just away from it all. And it was like a really good routine we got in. We're like forced to get up and train, meditate, and do like your group sessions on top of that, and then you have like a counselling session twice a week as well. So that really good head start. But when I got back, you have to like get into meetings and stuff here as well, and find a sponsor, like a drug, like a
right.
Sort
keep you going.
Sort of like a counsellor, and they take you through like a 12-step program. And then once you've done the 12-step program, it's mad. It's like when you're in the midst of it, like, you can't see a way out. Like, you think, how the fuck am I going to, like, how is just going to meetings going to stop me thinking the way I think? Because there's a saying in here, and it's not the way we drink, it's the way we think. And it is. It's because, like, addicts don't like the way we feel normally, so we need to change it. Do you know what I mean? But through rehab and through like the 12-step program, and shout out to me fucking sponsor Mark, because he's like one of my good pals now. And he's just there for, even if I feel a bit shit, I'll ring him, and he's always got a good answer for us, like, just to bring us back down to earth. Do you know what I mean? And
you need that, like, don't you?
And he's fucking mint, like, and he puts like a funny spin on it as well. So it's like, it's always a good laugh. I always get off the phone laughing with him.
You know, when you were kind of recognising the fact it was a problem, like, did you ever identify what it was that was making you think that way?
Just fucking...
Because people say you're born with it, don't they? Like,
maybe 100% are, and for like a non-addict to understand, it's so fucking hard. Because from the outside looking in, you're selfish, you're a cunt. And you enjoy it. It is selfish, but it's also fucking the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. I didn't want to be fucking sniffing ketamine every day. Did I fuck? Do you know what I mean? Like, not at all. But I did. Mate, like, and you are definitely born. I feel you're definitely born with that thing in your brain, where, because some people are and some people aren't. If it was just the drugs that were addictive, every cunt would be addicted, wouldn't it? Because everyone's dabbled, haven't they?
Yeah, of course.
Everyone's dabbled. People lose their life over this shit, mate. Like, do you not think they want to stop? Of course they want to fucking stop. Yeah. But like, until they get that, people don't even know there's help.
But you know, when you were saying a lot of addicts kind of, they don't like the way they are when they're sober, so that's why they'll sort of chase it as well. Is there anything that you found in yourself that you didn't like?
It's restless, irritable, and like incontent. That's like the 3 feelings I used to get. Like, I used to get anxiety and stuff like that. And I don't know where that come from, because I think addicts are born, but there's definitely something that can trigger it. I think for me it was pressure. Like, when obviously everyone was telling us, you're going to be this, you're going to be that, blah, blah, and then like, oh, what if I'm fucking not? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think it was when I had my first knee surgery, that's when I started like dabbling. And then like, from then, I think it was about 17, 18, I started like taking drugs. And that was like, it weren't like that bad at the time, do you know what I mean? But that's when it was like just up and down all the time with it. I go through stages, I'll go clean for a few weeks, but then I'll be straight back on it. Like, so
although you're kind of predisposed, or you're born with the, you know, you've got a higher chance maybe if you're born like that to you know, get a habit or whatever, or be an addict if you like. Do you think there's been a direct correlation between your career and it as well, though? Because of that pressure, like, I can't imagine if someone said you're going to have the biggest podcast in the world or you're going to have the biggest business in the world, and then in your head you think, well, I'm getting injuries now and this is happening, maybe it's not going to happen. That would take a toll.
I think that's definitely one of the triggers, I think. Because obviously, I think when I had my first knee surgery, I was like, fuck, I can't fucking train, I can't. And that's what I'd done my whole life, do you know what I mean? And even when I'd left school, like, I hadn't had anything else set in place in case the fighting didn't go wrong. And just like I say before, as you're getting older, all these stuff does creep into your fucking head. And
how was everyone around you when you kind of admitted you had a problem and stuff? Because again, I think it's good to look back now because again, you're 2 years clean now. Unbelievable, mate. Like, fair play, well done, man. Because again, a lot of people will take inspiration from that. They've got to. Do you know what I mean?
Because anyone, I will. Like,
mate, if you can do it,
if there's exactly, I was literally the worst drug addict going. Like, so if you want help, just fucking get in touch with us, and I'll point you in the right direction. Definitely. No,
it's brilliant, mate. What was your family like? Because obviously,
well, my mum and dad. My dad's like old school. Do you know what I mean? So he didn't get it. And my mum, obviously, she did. It's hard for them to understand. Do you know what I mean? But like, they just see like the son who they love like fucking killing himself. Basically, like, if you can imagine someone you love just watching them commit suicide, that's basically what I was doing. But slowly. Do you know what I mean? Like, threw away my career. Fucking ruined my relationship with my parents and that, do you know what I mean? Like, and that's what they had to watch that from the outside in. So,
what did they do, like, with their careers, your mum and dad?
Originally my dad was a builder, and he had his own building company. My mum she was like high up in Yellow Pages back in the day. But now they've got like a letting agency. Like, right, okay. Both of them would do that together now. So
did you ever have any conversations with your parents about your situation?
Yeah, loads. I mean, in the beginning it was like them getting on it and me in denial, basically. I'm just going out with the lads, having a good time, do you know what I mean? But then by the end, it was my mum and dad who got us off to rehab. Do you know what I mean? I had to like just say, look, I'm fucked here. Like,
what was rehab like? Like, I know
it was fucking mint. It was like
the
best holiday ever. Was
it really?
It was fucking really good. I went to Thailand.
Did you?
It was in Thailand, and like just the routine they got you in was like, it was impossible not to be happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you woke up, you went and done some form of exercise, but you could either lift weights, play badminton, go for a walk, go for a bike ride. So you had those options on the morning. You'd come back, the best breakfast spread you've ever seen. And then after that, you'd have like an hour chill time, and then you'd go meditate. So you do like a group meditation thing, so your mind's just right for the day. And then after meditation, you'd walk up the steps. There'd be like a fresh smoothie waiting for you. It was good because a lot of rehabs in England that are a bit like jail. Whereas this one, they were looking after your body as well as your mind. You know what I mean? So you just felt really
Why that one? Was that because of Mark?
No, I didn't meet Mark in rehab. Mark's from Sunderland. I just met him through AA.
Right.
Yeah. But that was just, I think we just shopped about and we looked. The same rehab, you know, Pete Doherty.
Yeah.
He went to that one, so I thought.
Really?
I thought if he can get clean, I can.
So it's the best place on earth, really, for you, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Good, mate.
Was it hard? Were you thinking about gear?
A little. In the first couple of weeks, I was.
Like, how bad though? Like, was it like clucking for it, or was it just?
Nah, it wasn't. But I think I'd hit me rock bottom by this point, mate, and I wanted change. Like, I mean, by this point, I'd been in and out of hospital with my stomach because you get this thing called cat cramps, and it's like. Put it this way, I've had knee surgeries, I've had shoulder surgeries, I'd take them any day over the pain I got from like the cat cramps. It was fucking horrible. I'd fell down my stairs, nearly snapped my neck. I've just had my teeth are fixed now, but I face planted my kitchen floor, knocked my teeth out. Do you know what I mean? I was in a proper bad way with my health, do you know what I mean? And that's like, they say in addiction, you need to hit rock bottom before you do anything about change. Because I'd been trying to fucking get clean for years before this, but it was like more people, like my family, pushing us to do it. I went that arse, do you know what I mean? Like, I fucking hated myself. But like by this point, I was like, I fucking need to do something here. I'm gonna die. Like,
bloody hell, mate. Obviously, you've had relationships as well yourself, haven't you? At the time, what were they like? Like, were you the arsehole in that respect, or was it a case of? Do you know what I mean?
I was an arsehole, definitely, 100%. But like, I've had, obviously when I was in that lifestyle, I was picking the wrong people to be with as well. Do you know what I mean? But I was definitely an arsehole. I'll hold my hands up for that one.
Well, did it? Because people know you've got kids. Did that make you want to get clean, Mel, or are you at a point where you're that selfish? They don't even matter at the time. I know it sounds mad.
Initially, it does make you want to get clean. But unless you do the work, you're not gonna get clean. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 10 kids. Like it might push you in the right direction, but like unless you do the actual work of like the 12-step program, like you're not gonna get clean. Like.
So, what would you say that just before I move on? What was the darkest time of that era of your life? Was there a particular moment that you remember where?
I think with the cat cramps. Obviously, I'd done my teeth and that. So my teeth were like this.
So you just literally face plant off your tits?
Floor, boom, and like there was like 2 dents. It went through my lip here. There's a scar there. Teeth went through my lip. There was claret everywhere. Girlfriend at the time was screaming. I had to go to A&E and that, and then I got back, and then I think I'd had like a few days later, I was straight back on it. Like, not a normal person would be like, fuck that, I'm staying in this room, I just knocked my teeth out. A day later, I was on it again, and I got the cat cramps. I'm sitting there with like sklanky teeth, and I've always had nice teeth. I always looked after my teeth. My teeth were like this, chopped out, cat cramps on the floor, like literally like bile just coming up. Like, do you know you feel sick, but like it's not proper sick, it's just bile coming up. And I just, once it wore off, I just thought, hey, I can't fucking do this to myself anymore. Like, that's when I fucking had a word with my parents and that. I was like, look, I need to fucking do this. I was like, look, if I come back and I fuck up again, just fucking get rid of us. Like,
was there any of that? Did they ever threaten to like just get rid of you?
We'll cut you off. They did, but like, I've got good parents, do you know what I mean? Really good parents. And they've looked after us even through all that shit, do you know what I mean? All of my life now, so.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And you can imagine with your own, if they were going down the same route.
I know, that's when I started looking into it with my own kids. Like, imagine if, like, I'd be fucking devastated if my daughter's doing that. But at least I would have the tools now to fucking point her in the right direction. That's
what I mean. It's crazy because people like yourself, mate, who've kind of walked in them shoes, you're almost better equipped than anybody else.
Mate, honestly, I'm fucking bulletproof now. And that sounds big-headed, but like, this year's been an absolute shit show for us. Like, and I still haven't picked up a drink or a drug. And if one goal's went, I've locked in another goal, and I've thought, well, I can't do this. I'm fucking doing something else. Like,
it's unbelievable. Like,
and I feel like you've got to go through them hard times, man. Like, it was fucking shit. It was the worst time of my life, right? But today, I don't get angry anymore. Like, very rarely get angry. Like, and I used to be just angry at the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, resenting everyone. And now, like, I don't hate anyone. Like, I literally don't. Like, and I don't get vexed. I don't fucking kick off.
Do you feel like you've like cleansed yourself?
Oh, 100%.
Like fully.
There was this thing, I mentioned this at a meeting the other day. Me sponsor said it. It's a fucking mint quote, but I can't take credit for it. And it was, resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And I was like, that's fucking heavy, that, like, but it makes sense. And it is like, I used to go to bed at night time, like, thinking about fucking people who'd wronged us or something like that. And it would, like, I'd be losing sleep over it. I was like, meanwhile, they're not even fucking thinking about me. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to bed thinking, I'm going to fucking strangle this guy. Yeah. Meanwhile, they don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? So I'm doing myself damage by feeling that way. And my sponsor was like, well, pray for them. And I was like, fucking pray for them. I was like, I fucking hate them. Do you know what I mean? I hate her or whatever. And he's like, just do it, watch. And I'd done it. Obviously, the first time, nothing happened. And I do it and I still pray for them now, years later. And it just takes that power away, that power of resentment. Like, I literally, I wish them well, and I get to sleep just fine.
Were you religious beforehand?
Nah,
not really.
Nah,
because I have noticed I've had a load of lads who've been through the 12-step program, been through rehab, and a lot of the lads have got fighting backgrounds. Funny enough, but you find a lot of them turn to religion. And I've had lads who've done 20 years in prison, and I wonder what that is. Why do you think you turned to religion?
In the 12-step program, you have to hand your fucking, obviously the way addicts do things, we've done it our way. It's been our way the full life. And our way obviously wasn't fucking working, was it? So we just have to hand ourselves over to God, basically, and let him take the wheel. And it's work, like. And if you asked us that a few years ago, I'd have said, fuck God, like, fucking God, like, nah, need chance. Whereas now, mate, I pray every night, like, without fail. My brain won't let us go to bed if I don't pray. Like, it won't let us. Like, I've got to pray.
That's crazy.
It's not like I want to, I fucking have to. Like,
yeah, I suppose that's the way it should work, though.
It's like, it is, and like, you have to. I mean, some people in here, it's just like having a higher power, basically. And a lot of people don't land on God, but they still have a higher power, whether it's like the universe or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I landed on God because I got off the phone with Mark. I forgot what the quote said, but as soon as I got off the phone, we were talking about like the God step, and I seen this mint quote, and it just was fucking relatable. Like, and a lot of stuff in the Bible is relatable in life. Do you know what I mean? Whether you believe in it or not, it will work for you. Like,
if we look at your kind of fighting career, Ryan, what would you say your kind of highlight was of that whole scenario? Because again, a lot of people had high hopes for you and saw where you were going.
I won the Bama belt, and that was obviously a big one. And even though I lost to Pitbull, I definitely got robbed in that fight. I think that was the fight that everyone was like, "Oh fuck, Ryan!" Like, because I was supposed to get smashed off Pitbull. It was my first fight in Bellator. He was like their golden boy, and they come to Newcastle and they give me like their top man for like, and no one else in the UK would have took that fight for the first fight in Bellator. Do you know what I mean? And I did, and I definitely got the better of him. Like, I mean, people worldwide said I did. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that was like the one that put us on the map. Mm-hmm. But that's after that fight, sort of like spat me dummy. That's when like went a bit wild with the drugs from then. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'd always had it in us, but I could before the Pitbull fight, I could always stop for a few weeks before my fight. Mm-hmm. Whereas after that, I couldn't. Like,
just totally had a grip. Yeah,
like I might get arrested here. Like, but when I went to fight. I forget where it was. It was either Paris or Ireland, but it was on a plane. Obviously, you're fighting the suitcases looking like gloves, pies. Fucking, mm-hmm. I had a fucking half ounce of ketamine, loads of green, magic mushrooms, I think, in my suitcase. And then I'd lie to myself. I'll keep them for after me fight, but I'm sitting in the room by myself. I'll just have a little one. And this is like on the Wednesday. Thursday comes. I'll just have a little one. Do you know what I mean? And before you know it, I was having bongs on the day of me fight and everything, man. Like,
it's mad because like that just goes to show the grip it had on you, mate. You're risking your freedom and your career, your life, everything.
Like, but that's all that mattered. Like, the fighting was Sam, but it was just a paycheck so I could buy more drugs, really. Do you know what I mean?
It's crazy that though, because the talent that you've got.
Like, I feel, looking back now, mate, I wish I could give myself a fucking cuddle. Like, I feel sorry for how delusional I was.
Do you feel emotional when you look at them times in your life, or you kind of let it go?
I mean, I've went through all the emotions through my recovery and that. Do you know what I mean? But I just think, fucking hell, how delusional were you? Because I genuinely thought, I'd be sound. Like, that was the way me break. I'd be sound until like the cage door locked, and I'd be like, oh fuck. Mm-hmm. That's when I start fucking panicking. It was too late by that point.
If you could go back to a 16-year-old Ryan, what would you say to yourself?
I'd fucking didn't pick up a drug or anything ever.
Would you say it's just, or do you think you would have ended up sacking the fighting off at some point for something else? Because if you've got an addictive personality, it might not have been drugs, it might have been something else. But you know what's mad about your story is the fact that like it was the drugs and that was bad. But without that addiction, mate, you probably wouldn't have stuck to fighting as well. So
it transfers well into some things as long as you can control it. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything I do is fucking 100 mile an hour. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've just recently, obviously, I injured my knee in my last fight, had surgery and that, and I can't do any like fight training for 9 months. But I've just hit the ground running with like weightlifting and bodybuilding at the minute. So it's good in a sense because like I haven't got time to fanny on. I'll get straight into something else.
So have you officially decided to not fight anymore?
If you don't know by now, I run a business called The Content PT. I create content for influencers, PTs, online coaches and fitness brands all around the world. So if you are someone who's in need for sexy content for your social media, or you really want to maintain a competitive edge in your industry, drop me a DM on Instagram.
I don't know, mate. I'm not going to say I'm never going to fight again, but obviously when I came back and had my MMA fight this year, I've done everything for first time in my life since I was about 15. I've done everything right. I haven't took any drugs. My diet was on point. Trained hard as fuck. Like, my cardio was the best it's been. Absolutely smashed the lad for 4 minutes and literally took a step back and tore me ACL in my knee. So it's just like, in my head I can put it to bed now because I did give it me all. Just fucking got out of the plans. Like, and whether I do fight or I don't fight again, like, it won't be like with the same pressure as it was. Like, if I fight again, it's because I want to and because I enjoy it, and I'm financially stable anyway. Not whereas before it's been like I need to fight to fucking make money.
So how do you make money now?
I'm just currently doing my like personal training course at the minute. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna do that for a bit. Something where I'm still in a gym. Get me online things set up on that as well. Then I'm gonna obviously coach. I will coach like MMA, boxing, kickboxing, all that stuff, as well as the fitness stuff. Mm-hmm. But I just think the fitness stuff you've got more market, do you know what I mean? Like, everyone wants to get fit, not everyone wants to get kicked in the head. So
no, that's fair enough. I think if you can know how to handle both, it's even better, don't it? Do you know what I mean?
Do both. Do you know what I mean? So
because I think the thing is here, I think anyone who's watching this who know you, haven't seen you for a bit, certainly when the first time I saw you. Well, not the first time I saw you, but recently, about say 6 months ago, you even looked bigger then. And I thought, fuck, what's happened to him? What's he doing?
Probably sobriety, mate. My post-workout protein meal was a fucking line. Do you know what I mean?
So actually
even just eating food after I trained was like helping. Do you know what I mean? But now, like I've put even more size on now.
But obviously, I know some of the lads who you've been in the gym with and stuff, and I know what they've said about you and how well you're coming on. Even looking at stuff online and stuff, like you've got the genetics for it, like.
Yeah, well, I think
you can tell straight away.
I think I've grappled since I was about 5. Do you know what I mean? I was always, with being so young, I was always the smallest. Mm-hmm. So I've always been used to like getting a hold of heavy people, and obviously jiu-jitsu and wrestling it's pushing, it's pulling in it. What's weight? It's pushing and pulling. So it's transferred over quite well, and I'm excited to see what I can do with it. Like
how does it compare being in a gym lifting weights to that in terms of what it does for you mentally?
I think looking in the mirror, weights is obviously going to do more in that sense, but like for actual like fucking endorphins, when your heart's fucking pounding and you're having a scrap with someone, nothing's going to beat that. Like, like, and that's the thing I will miss. Like, I probably will still spar now and again, like as long as I don't get too big.
Just for the thrill side of it.
It makes you feel alive, mate. Do you know what I mean? And having a good little dust up now and again is I would miss that too much, I think.
Would you step on stage like compete bodybuilding?
Well, I was speaking to my mate, and he was like, "You should," because I sent him some pictures of my progress. And I was like, "You fucking need to get on stage." He says, "I've never seen anyone gain that much tissue in a short space of time."
It's fucking wild, like.
But I think it's because my full fight career, it's always been about calorie deficit, get your fucking weight down. Do you know what I mean? If you look at this, my dad was fucking massive when he was younger.
Was your dad a bodybuilder?
He never competed, but he was like, he could have if he wanted to, but he ended up tearing his pec, but he was fucking massive, like, huge. So genetically, I think I could definitely do it. Obviously, I need to put a lot more work in with this just starting this year. I understand that part. But it's the battle now is like, with bodybuilding, it's like, do I want to be big or do I want to be shredded? It's like a constant. it's something to land on. Like I can never make my mind up. And I actually put a picture on the other day, just saying like, just so I'd hold myself accountable to stay shredded, because I know after 2 days I'll start feeling skinny, and then I'll think shit. I need to help me calories.
So this is obviously in bodybuilding, mate. But body dysmorphia is absolutely massive, mate.
Definitely. And everyone's telling us I look big. But in my mind, I'm like, nah, tiny.
You'll always want to be bigger, mate. And that's the thing. The thing is, which is beautiful and bad, dangerous, there's never an end goal. Like, you'll never be like, right, I'll up the mustard now. That's it. You'll always, like I say, mate, I'm working with Mr. Olympia at the minute, and I know that even he wants to make improvements. I'm like, mate, you've got the best physique on planet Earth. Like, how does it? But at the same time, I understand that, because I think once you get in your own psyche, you start thinking, actually, I can do this, I can tweak this, and maybe do you know what I mean? I think ultimately, the beauty about and I would encourage you to go into coaching, mate, even from a fitness point of view, purely for this. I know a lot. I've worked with. That's what I do for a living. Work with bodybuilders and coaches. So what I find is a lot of people, they'll hire a coach for maybe counselling. That's basically what they do. They're doing a bit of a sweat session in the gym. They're not really fucking doing out. They're still eating shit. Nothing's really changed, but they're speaking to their PT and they feel good. Yeah, which is sound. You've been through that fucking struggle. So there's the vices that they might come to, you can curb that for them and certainly help them. So not only are they getting someone who can get you to look fucking sick, you can also get someone to actually... Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I've
That's the main
thought about
thing.
Doing that as like a different avenue as well. Like obviously personal training and stuff like that, but like just mental health help as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
do you run or out?
Not with me, I don't.
No. Because I was going to say, because that I don't know how much you follow the trends, mate, but obviously running and run clubs and mental health clubs and so they're fucking massive at the minute. But if you can incorporate a bit of fighting, but
apparently running kills the gains, though, doesn't it? So
it depends what you do. It depends what you do. I know some jack runners. I do, but it does. It's not really.
I mean, obviously, through my fight career, I would like it was more sprinting for us. With fighting being like 3 5-minute rounds, it's like long distance doesn't really serve you well. It's obviously when you've got dodgy knees and that, running outside for long distances just. Yeah, it's not really doing much.
Like hill sprints and shit.
It's more like about maxing your heart rate out as much as you can, and then little rest and go again, little rest and go again. So I've done stuff like that, and the assault bike as well, which is brutal.
Have you got any regrets other than the drug scenario?
All my regrets come from that, if I'm honest, like being a drug addict. But like I had some fucking good times as well. Like I did, and it's and that most drug addicts will tell you that. Before it got like a problem, I did have some fucking better nights with my friends. But the bad times outweigh the fucking good times like that. Do you know what I mean?
What happened with you? Because obviously, again, I've asked a few fighters this, to be fair. So when you obviously fight and you get that confidence as a young lad, right, now I know I can handle myself and this, that and the other. Obviously, that's going to come with one or two things. It can come with complete discipline, which is the majority of people in these gyms go down. But then it can come with an ego as well. Like, you know, in any situation, you could probably get the better of somebody, which is empowering for a young lad. High drugs in the mix with that. Did you feel more vulnerable or more arrogant and egotistical? Do you know what I mean? Like, well, I didn't care and still knock him. I know that sounds mad.
I mean, the states I used to get in, I couldn't have fucking fought any good. Like, I used to get carried out the club and that when I was in the club. That's why I ended up. I would go out, but I'd be more excited to go back to the after party just so I could chill and fucking. Obviously, ketamine's not really a type drug, is it? It's more of a
of course.
It's a downer. So, I mean, I could count on one hand how many street fights I've had. It's like not
really.
Not many.
So, were you never really tested through your career? Like people thinking, "Oh, you can fight, can you?"
I think I'd had a fight over Newcastle. I had a fight with the dominant son, which I got done for that one. Another fight in Newcastle with Dorman. Most of them were Dorman, to be fair. And I had one when I was about 16 down Chester. That was when I was in school though. And they started it, do you know what I mean? Like, I just defended myself. But apart from that, I've not like had loads of street fights, to be honest.
Well, that's fucking... Because I was going to say it could go one or two ways, but again, if you were obviously into drugs and stuff, you're not going to feel like you can...
Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I think the fight with... There's definitely the fights I've had when I had the fights with Dorman, I could have avoided them and walked away, do you know what I mean? But I've... obviously, ego has came into it a little bit.
Because you don't often find, like I say, like even like lads who want, say Josh Kelly, very good mate of mine. He's not really on the mixer. He's not really on the scene to get into street fights.
Do
you know what I mean? So when you see that, it's like, well, he's never really going to get to. So you'll find that.
Well,
whereas someone like yourself, you're taking drugs, you're partying, you're doing all these mad. Like you got. I just thought you would have had more bother on the streets. Really,
I think I've always been like friendly with most people as well. Do you know what I mean? So.
You can say that. Like,
I haven't put myself across in like a fucking arrogant sort of way. Just a bit of a mess.
So if someone's watching this or listening, Ryan, like, what would you say to them? Because I know there'll be lads, 100%, there'll be lads that we both know who are watching this. I guarantee it right now, gone, I think I've got a fucking problem here. But they didn't want to tell anyone. Because there's got to be a period, and obviously I've never been addict, I don't know, but there's got to be a period where you feel embarrassed.
Yeah, definitely.
So how does someone deal with that to actually make the first step? Is it tell a parent? Is it a friend? Is it...
Tell anyone who you trust, I'd say. Tell anyone you trust, and I'm here for anyone who wants to message us. I'll message back anyone who's going through addiction or even a mental health problem. Do you know what I mean? If I can help, I can. But addiction, obviously, I know more about. Reach out to someone you love, who you trust, and then there is steps to take. I'm living proof for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was probably worse than most of you, and I'm here today, 2.5 years clean, and I'm happy. Do you know what I mean?
I know you're saying the steps to take there, but where can, if someone watches it, they didn't know you, they feel scared to reach out, what can they do now? Is there something they can do like now?
100%. Go on your phone, type in Narcotics Anonymous near me, Alcoholics Anonymous near me, there's Cocaine Anonymous, soon to be Ketamine Anonymous. It's one in Manchester now, but there's none here yet. But don't get focused on, like, I didn't really have a drink problem, but I went to AA because it's not the substance isn't important, it's your addictive mentality. All different addicts, they choose what they like, and that's personal to them. But the main thing is, we don't like the way we feel, so we need to change it. So if you go on your phone, NA, near me, put your postcode in, it'll bring up a list of meetings in your area, and there's loads.
So since you've got clean, has there been any near misses? Like,
I think I had one slip up at a wedding, but it was on the drink, and I felt horrible, and I just was like, nah, never again. Like,
and you just stayed off it.
I was like, I felt fucking brutal, and it was like that was at that moment in time. I'd stopped. Like, I'd get back from rehab, I got a bit complacent, and that's why this is like a lifelong thing. You have to fucking keep on keeping it fresh in your brain. By like, I went to a meeting on Sunday. Do you know what I mean?
You know what's wild though? You went to that wedding, right? You had a spit of a slip with a drink, but then you didn't date again. So it kind of shows that were you ever that bad? I know that sounds mental. It does sound mad,
but I think if it was, I think because I'd been to rehab and I had done the work, like I was able to bring myself around quickly. But some people don't. Like, do you know what I mean? And I like I said, I wasn't really asked about drink either.
Aye, fair enough.
If it was a line of Kent, it might have been a different story. But like I say, I think with the help I'd had before that, it's sort of like, that's why I was able to bring myself around quick.
Future for you then? What we're doing? Now we're doing bodybuilding, coaching. Is that the plan? Immediately?
I want to see what I can do with this bodybuilding thing. Obviously, I can't fight MMA for like 9 months, so I need to do something. So I'm gonna give this bodybuilding a go. Like maybe do a show or something next year.
Did you not take a bit of bare knuckle or not?
Mate, do you know what it is? It's obviously sound that, but for the money, I don't want to fucking get my face smashed in like and fucking wreck my hands. Fair play to the lads who do it, tough as fuck. But like, if I was getting like 50 grand on that, fair enough. Like that's how much I was getting on Bellator. Do you know what I mean? I was getting good money. If I was getting, but like, it's not worth it for me fucking like smashing my hands to pieces.
Did you invest any of your money?
I did, but I fucking sniffed it all.
Did you?
My mate had like a trading thing. I invested some money in there, made like good returns on that, but just was slowly taking stuff out every week. Like it's sickening, I think, how much money I spent on drugs, man. Drugs and fucking nuts. Like, I would, like, when you're in that mist, man, I'd get taxis for like 100 quid and that just to get some gear. Like, that's how.
Because you'll do anything, didn't you? Mate, I've had people on this podcast who have robbed their own brothers. Legit, I'm not joking, mate. Like, proper, like, the worst shit you can do. Do you know what I mean? Just for that fix. That's
why it takes you, like, there's no rules when it comes to that.
I had a lad on here saying that if his kid was hungry, he'd still that's when it blows your mind. You think that
over your kids, like when you're in that headspace, like 100%.
But mate, I just want to say thank you so much, mate, for coming on, because I really appreciate your story, mate. And I know that sometimes when people come on here, it's quite vulnerable, mate. It's intimate. You're in obviously people who can't see, we're in a room with just two cameras, knee phones, knee out, which having a conversation. I think there's something really nice about that. Because ultimately, like, when was the last time you were in a room where you put your phone down and just speak? I mean, I know you've got your meetings and stuff. I feel better
getting this off my chest. Like, it's good, man. Like I say, we're constantly fucking like that all day now, aren't we?
Aye.
It's good having a bit of crack with someone, definitely.
No, I appreciate that, man. I know that there'll be people who'll take something from it, man. I think for me, like, the reason when I set up this podcast a few years ago, like, I was doing the business thing and that, I thought, right, I want to have conversations because I'm fucking shit at them. Like, legit, mate. That's what I didn't speak to anyone. Because everyone I'm talking to, it's about making money. Everyone I'm talking to, it's about this or the next thing or this, that and the other. It was never about, like, just having crack. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what's wrong with the world, mate. Like, people don't do it. Like, when was the last time, even if you went out with your mates, when do you really go for some food and you're all, right, knee phones, lads, we'll leave them in the car? It doesn't happen.
Got to be there, isn't it?
It's fucking wild, isn't it?
It's another addiction.
Aye, mate, and it's like, I feel like that's what, and obviously I've got a little girl and all, and I didn't want her to think she needs a phone all the time.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's really important to kind of show that you can have fucking conversations with people.
100%, like.
No, I appreciate it, mate.
Definitely. Thank you, mate.
No, thank you, bro. Appreciate it, mate. No, you too, mate. Thank you.